Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series of the financial management. So, if you see in the previous videos, in previous videos we have seen uh, basic introduction to financial management. So, continuing to the introduction of a financial management, today we are going to see in much more detail about financial management and different what are the different aspects which is related to financial management. A little bit recap we will see in this video about what we have learned in the previous videos, in the previous lectures. So if you see, I have introduced about the importance of a finance and its management, how to manage the finance. So the term finance, we can call it as a funds, we can call it as a cash, or we can call it as a capital, we can call it as a money. So it depends on the these terms, it depends on the different situations when and where we want to use the money. So this terms it goes on changing. So it's nothing but all this cash money, capital, so it's nothing but the finance, isn't it? So also we have seen different definitions which has been described by different authors that about financial management. Also we have seen different also we have seen the importance of the financial management by giving some examples, some practical examples. Also we have seen how one can start a his small business, or how he or she can become an entrepreneur by starting his own business from small scale to a medium scale, and from medium scale to a large scale. Well, so a little bit overview I have given you about the financial management, so which forms your basic foundation to understand this subject. So a very interesting thing we have seen, a very interesting thing about the financial management is that if you see the word finance, so this finance word, it is made up of, if you see these alphabets, so it is made up of seven alphabets, isn't it? So what is that seven alphabet? So that is FINANCE, isn't it? So if you see the first alphabet, the first alphabet is F. So F, it stands for what? It stands for funds, isn't it? The I stands for investment, and again N stands for negotiation. A, it stands for accounting. Again N, it stands for numerical information. Again C, it stands for costing, and E, it stands for estimating. So this if you see these terms like a funds, investment, negotiation, accounting, numerical information, costing, and estimating, see all these terms, it becomes it becomes a finance, isn't it? So this all these terms, it explains much more about a finance. So funds, investment, accounting, numerical, costing, estimation, investment, so all these things, it defines the word finance only. So you can note it down somewhere by using a pen in your notebook. Okay. Now if you, in this lecture, if you see that, yes, so we are going to see the nature and the scope of finance. So in this lecture also we are going to see what is the importance and significance of the financial function in organization or in any industry. And also we are going to see what are the structure of a financial management based on the Indian economic system. So if you see the nature and the scope of finance, so five important terms is very important. First one is what? Determination of financial need of organization. Second is raising of funds at minimum cost. Third one is allocation of funds to various assets. Next is development of tools and techniques. And next, last one is providing financial data for decision making. Now if you see these five terms, so which is related to much more about a scope of a financial management. If you see the nature of a financial management, the financial function what it is deal with or it is concerned with estimating, planning, raising of a funds, utilization of a funds, controlling and administrating the funds in a business. So all these terms it defines the nature of a financial management. So if you see the what estimating, so estimating of a financial activities is very important for any organization or for any industry. Second, a proper planning of a fund, isn't it? So wherever there is a need of a fund, their flow of a finance it should go, isn't it? So proper planning when and where to use the finance skillfully, so that is very important thing. Again, the rising of a funds, as to expand any business or to grow any business, one has to raise the funds time to time from in a different ways, isn't it? As you know, there are the different external agencies are there or the government agencies are there, so which provides a fund for industrial persons to expand their business. Also, utilizing and controlling of this fund is also very important. So one has to control and utilize these funds in a smart way, so that it should not get malfunction, or it should not get wasted anywhere. Also, the proper administrating of this business, proper administrating of this finance is also very important. So again, if you see, the finance function is a process of acquiring and utilizing of acquiring and utilizing of this uh, funds of a business. So it's the process what which acquires and utilizing the funds in a proper way, so that we can call it as a finance. So if this financial function, again we can say it is a technique of managing money, managing capital or funds of a business. Also, we can define it as a integral part of a overall management. Yes. So unless and until you don't have a fund, any management or any organization it can't run. So all the activities of the business or any organization is solely depends on a financial activities. Again, the financial function is concerned with the financial forecasting. Yes, the financial forecasting is a very important thing if you want to grow a business to a large extent. When financial function is concerned with budgeting, reporting, and always for accounting. So to have a, proper channelization of the finance, one has to keep the reporting, the accounting, and the budgeting of the finance in a proper way. So that is a very important task for any organization. If you see the scope, a very first more point is what determination of a financial need of an organization. So this deals with the amount of a finance needed by the organization for a short term as well as a long term requirement, isn't it? So if you see, for any organization, they have short term as well as a long term goal, isn't it? So to meet the short term and long term goal, any organization they have to manage, or they have to plan the budgetary finance in a proper way, so that they can meet their short term as well as a long term goal. So the firm may need a finance for production purpose. Yes, for any company or for any industry, so they need a finance for production purpose. So what is that? For buying a raw material, for payment of an workers, for working a capital requirement, etc., etc. So many things are there. Also, they may need a funds for increasing the production, for capacity expansion and diversification. So all these things are very important for any organization. So next, if you see, the raising of funds at a minimum cost. So it is concerned with the procurement of funds from various sources, just like in market, various financial institutions, government agencies, and etc. Isn't it? So one has to raise the funds. As you know, the any owner of the any management, is not only fully self-sufficient to raise the funds. So they have to take the help of an external agencies, just like a various financial institute like a banks, again a government schemes they have to follow to grow their business. So what happens, they can take the advantage of this facilities which is provided by an private institution, financial institution, as well as the government agencies to grow their business. Third is one, allocation of funds to various assets. Yes, so it deals with the optimum utilization of funds for specific assets. So it's also very important. Next one is what, developing the tools and techniques of control for evaluating the performance of organization. So there are the different tools and techniques which deals with the which evaluates or which do the performance of the organization, which we call it as the efficiency. So it concerned with the various tools of control. So the tools are the ratio analysis, fund flow analysis, we call it budgetary control. For evaluating the performance of organization is also very important. Again what, the providing financial data for decision making. So this is also a very important thing. So it concerns with what, maintenance of a data regarding the financial position of the firm, so that in the light of above data, the top management they can take a important decision regarding the organization. So all these important decision of the organization or the organization or any industry which is taken by the management, it solely depends on what, the financial strength, isn't it? So if any organization they have a very good financial strength, they can take a much more risk, or they can take a much more good decision for the growth of the business. If they are financially weak, then they can't take a good decision, or risk taking factor is very less for those industries. Okay, now if you see importance, yes, importance of finance is very important, or we can say it is significance of financial function is very important thing. So in this finance helps the business entrepreneur and management in getting over their business problem and accomplishing the wealth maximization goal, isn't it? So any management, they have to face a different hurdles, and they have to think a different plan to maximize their goals, to achieve it. So the knowledge of finance and its tools and technique, it provides a strong and sound basis for making decision in all business matters. So as I said before, the financial strength of any organization, it helps them to achieve the goal, and also they can help them to take a good decisions. It may be a riskful, or it may be a riskless decision. So it all depends on the financial strength of any organization. So if you see the importance of finance, so it is classified into a three terms. The first one is what, financing decision, second is investment decision, and third one is dividend decision. So if you see the financing decision, so this, the decision is concerned with mobilization of the finance for investment, isn't it? So mobilization of finance is very important, isn't it? So one, if I have the money, so it should not get stored at some place, or in some bank account. It has to get mobilized from one channel to another channel to maximize, or to get the growth of that money, isn't it? So the financial management has to take a good decision regarding the acquisition of finance. So whether entire capital required should be raised in the form of a equity capital, or the amount should be borrowed totally, or a balance should be struck between equity and the borrow capital has to be decided. So all these decisions, it has been taken in the financial activities, isn't it? So financial management is he is solely responsible for raising the funds, sharing of the funds, again the borrowing of the funds, or equity. So all these activities is handled by a financial management in financing decision. So next one is what, investment decision. So investment decision is a long range financial decision, isn't it? So it is concerned with the allocation of a capital or funds. It has to show how the funds can be invested in assets which could give a benefit in the future to that organization. So this is a risky decision to be taken by a manager, as they have to forecast the anticipation profit, which is based on the several uncertainties. So this is the decision which is made by the financial manager based on the risk and the uncertainty factors, isn't it? So any management or any financial management, they have to take a risk factor to have the growth of their organization. So different certainties and different uncertainties are there. So any organization, they have to face. But before that, a pre-planning is strong pre-planning is required to face such kind of a risk and uncertainties. So next one is dividend decision. So this decision, so it deals with the individual profit of the companies, isn't it? So which are the factors which concerned with this dividend decision? So how much cash dividend should be paid to the shareholders, how much profit is to be flow back by capitalization, or the maintenance of stable dividend rate over the period are the same of the issues concerned with the decision. So this dividend decision factor, it mostly depends on the shareholders and capitalization uh, of their organization, isn't it? Now if you see the structure of financial system, so the structure of a financial system, it may be defined as what, set of an institution or other organization instruments and the market which forecast the saving and channelize them to their most efficient use. The system consists of an individual or intermediator or market and user of a saving. So economic activity and the growth are the greatly facilitated by existence of a financial system developed in terms of a efficiency of the market in mobilizing saving and allocating them among competing users. So if you see the Indian financial system, it mostly depends on these five factors. So which are the five factors? The first one is agriculture, second one is industry, third one is development, fourth one is government finance, and last one is external sector finance. Now if you see the first one is nothing but the agriculture finance. So agriculture finance, it is required for what? It is required for agriculture and other allied agriculture activities like animal husbandry, forecasting, again fisheries, poultries, and so on. So it requires what? It requires short term, medium term, and the long term finance, isn't it? So if you see, as all of you are mostly depends on the or belongs to a financial background, so you might be knowing very much well that having the cultivated land, it is also associated with the animal husbandry, forestry, fisheries, and poultry. So all these short-term, medium-term, and the long-term goals, it can be achieved by a proper planning of a finance. So agriculture sector or any farmer, he, is not only deals with the cultivating only a crops, but he deals with the different allied agriculture activities also. Now if you see the second one is what? Industrial finance. So this industrial finance, to meet the short term and long term needs of a funds, the industry and the trade, it requires a industrial finance. So industrial finance is also necessary for them to satisfy their working capital needs. So as you know, if there is always a in and out of the financial exchange, then and then only we can say that any industry or organization, they are working in a good condition. So to meet the short term and the long term goal of any industry, so trade of that finance is very important thing. The next one is what? Development finance. So development finance, it deals with, or it is necessary for agriculture as well as for industry to satisfy their long-term investment needs, isn't it? So it deals with long-term only investment needs. So any agriculture or any industry, if they define long-term, so to meet that the long-term needs, one have to plan for a development finance. Next one is what? Government finance. So government finance, the government need for satisfying its various needs such as overcoming the problems of deficits in the receipts and payment, for undertaking the various development activities, etc. Government requires a long-term fund for purpose of the investment. So as you know, the government agencies, they have a different schemes which has been which has been announced or which has been invited to a peoples to invest their money in this scheme. So by investing their money into a government schemes, one can get one individual can get a benefited, and also the government sector they can use the money of that individual to strengthen the economy of India, of that country, as well as they can also invest in the defense to make the to make strong their defense sector. So the government they can use the funds of people to for different purpose. Next one, external sector finance. So external sector finance is necessary for financing import and export credit, loan, for investment in foreign countries, and so many things, isn't it? So what the external agencies, it deals with the exporting and importing the loans for investment in foreign countries. So it deals with the foreign currencies. So if any country they want to take a loan or they want to take a credit for export credit from from other countries, then it comes under the category of external sector finance. Okay, so till then this much is sufficient for this lecture. So in next lecture we deal with the different things. We will see a role of a financial system and different again aspects with the financial management. Till then, thank you.